Okay, so we're recording. So, Erin, I guess what we just wanted to get you on this call to do is just to share your story and just share to us your journey to Diamond, I guess, and how you were introduced to doTERRA and how it ended up being a business for you. So, can you just sort of take us back to the start and how you were introduced to doTERRA?
Yeah, of course. So my background is I'm a mother of two children. I have a girl and a boy, Charlotte and Riley, and they are now 5 and 6 years old. And I have spent the last 12 to nearly 13 years as a midwife and a nurse. And so in the whole healthcare system for all that time. And during that time, I was able to help support people in various ways, but most of that was reactive healthcare, and I spent a lot of time helping people with their symptoms, and didn't feel I was actually providing enough care and support to them on a holistic level, and that I wasn't able to support their foundational issues, that when they came into the hospital, we were just providing them with a Band-Aid and a symptomatic solution until they went home and then represented again. And it didn't feel like I was giving all of myself how I actually wanted to provide a service to these people. And my son, when he was very little, developed multiple gut intolerances, and we then were shown a different way of life, and all I knew was pharmacy and providing that symptomatic support to people. And when my son was finally diagnosed with these gut intolerances, we needed to look for an alternative, and he wasn't able to have any pharmaceuticals. He wasn't able to have anything commercial, and we needed another choice. And I didn't know where to look, because my whole life was based around pharmacy and medicine and the medical model of care. And I had no idea that essential oils were something that you could use for therapeutic value. I just thought that was something you could burn. And I knew that a lot of people around me felt the same way. But I was introduced to the oils from Mish Pope, as a lot of people would probably know Mish. And our husbands actually grew up together, and she came with her husband to my brother-in-law's wedding. And then Andrew told her to send me some samples to help support our son. And so I spent a little bit of time I just looked at the bottles. I left them on the shelf, and I didn't actually want to use them. I think part of me was a bit worried that perhaps there was a solution, perhaps there was something that could support my son, and was I ready for it? And the other side of it was, how did I know that this would work? How did I know that what she gave me was going to be safe for my son? So the analytical mind of mine did a lot of research and found out that this was a very amazing company with lots of ethics and beautiful standards and high quality oils. And so we started using them and saw results very quickly, and then eventually changed our whole life around additive and chemical free and low tox living. And essential oils are now just a daily part of our lifestyle, and we are an additive and chemical free or low tox family. So from the moment I used them, I knew that there was something amazing about these oils, and we haven't looked back. And we've actually been pharmaceutical free for 2 years now, completely pharmaceutical free. So it's been a massive change for our family, and that was the catalyst. It was my son's illness, and although at the time it was difficult to understand why it was happening, it's now paved the way for a better life for all of us, for a complete holistic outlook. And so then I was still working full-time as a nurse and a midwife, and I told Mish straight out that I had absolutely no time to sell or share or do anything with the oils other than use them for our family's health. And so she left me with that. She said, that's fine, start using them. And I rang Mish one day and said, what's this number that I have to enter to enrol someone? She's like, what? What are you talking about? Enroll someone? You told me you didn't want to do any. I said, no, look, my colleague here wants to know what oils I'm using and why I'm so happy all the time and why our health has been amazing. And so one of my midwife colleagues enrolled in the office, and that was basically the start of my doTERRA journey. The next weekend, Mish flew over from Western Australia, and I held a full day workshop at our golf club. I had a women's wellness day and enrolled 17 people from the community. And so that was the real start. I hit elite, and after only one workshop, and then attended the elite retreat in the Gold Coast because I wasn't quite wasn't premier yet, and so this was the absolute beginning of building doTERRA whilst working full time, and I was so passionate about how these oils were changing our life and also changing the lives of the community. I was seeing that there was a huge need for proactive and preventative healthcare. And because of my background, I had the knowledge and I had the skills to be able to provide this service for the community. And that just fueled my desire to continue what I was doing, to share my love and passion for the oils and share the amazing benefits of these oils with those that I loved, but also the community that I knew that needed this service. And, you know, I live in the country, and people here are very reliant on our healthcare system, and there's a lot of trust. So I was told that I would never be able to be successful in the country because people didn't have money, people had such a trust in the medical model, and I could see that there was a gap. I could see that there was a need. And so even though I was told that I wouldn't be successful in achieving what I wanted to, I continued anyway, because I knew that it was not about me. It was, if I didn't do it, someone else probably wouldn't, and that the community needed this. And now you would be hard pressed to find someone in our community that doesn't know about or isn't using doTERRA's essential oils now. And for me, I continued to work full time because financially our family needed that. I needed to be able to support my children. I needed to be sensible and not sort of give things away while I was building my business. And I continued every hour I had spare. I would do workshops. In my lunch breaks at work, I would return emails. I would book my workshops. I would check my tree and make sure that everything was going okay. I would then come home and do tea and put the kids to bed, and then into the hours of the night I would continue working on how I could build this business, how I could actually get my reach further, and how I could support the lives of those around me on a greater scale. And the more effort I put into it, the more passionate I became about it, the quicker the business grew. And I was able to make a clear plan about when I was able to leave my full-time work, because obviously that's time consuming, working full-time, being a mum of 2 children and a wife, and then being a volunteer in the community, and trying to build your doTERRA business. It takes a lot of effort, it takes a lot of time, and if you really aren't passionate and dedicated and motivated, you'll just give up. And so I think the other thing is discipline. So even when motivation isn't enough, you need to be disciplined. So I found that because my why was bigger than any excuse I could ever come up with, I would take myself out of bed every day, or I would stay up until I had my jobs done. And it motivated me just to keep going until financially our family was stable. And I was able to resign my position. And Mish had asked me, how much do I need to earn to leave the workplace financially to support my family? How much did I need to earn? And so I told her, and she said, we need to be stable at Platinum to be able to support my side of the bills and life here. And so I did Diamond Club whilst working full-time and running a house. And I was crazy. I was absolutely crazy. But I thought, hell, what have I got to lose? I want to get my message out there. I want to be able to empower more people. I want to be able to be this change in the community. And to do that, I need to throw myself right into it. I need to jump in and just not even worry. And so I did Diamond Club, and it was difficult. It was probably the hardest 4 months of my life, being so busy, and it was so rewarding. I was able to bring people into my business and into my community that just give me so much value and so much joy and so much love. And during that time, I was able to go from an early silver, a little baby silver, to platinum during Diamond Club. And so obviously platinum was where I needed to be to give up my employment. And I decided just to see how much further I could stretch myself and push myself. And then 2 months later went Diamond. And so I resigned from my workplace. I gave my 2 weeks notice, and I resigned at Diamond, and have been, this is about the 9th month, I think, at Diamond now. And so being able to maintain that successfully with that vision of being able to support as many people as I can and empower them to take back control of their health. And so I think for me that if I didn't do Diamond Club, if I didn't put myself and say I was all in, then I think I would still be trying to build my business. So I think sometimes you have to get out of your head and just go into it and not hope for the best, but know that the best will come if you put the best in. So for me, it was never about money. The money was not the reason I started doTERRA. I was comfortable. My work, I had my job. I was quite comfortable, and for me, it was about creating opportunities for others in their health. And the money side of it is just like a balance. It balances out you giving, and then it enables you to give on a greater scale. And that was us, Kim and I, to go to Nepal. You know, that we funded that trip for ourselves, and 60% of that trip actually went towards the supplies and the wages for those on the ground. And so that was incredible to be able to do that. So finances aren't the reason that got me into doTERRA, but financially it allows me to stay doing what I want to do every single day. Because whilst working at the hospital, I didn't feel like I was living my truth, and I wasn't able to support the people on the level that I wanted to support them. So yeah, definitely Diamond Club gave me that huge boost that I needed to get to the goals that I needed to reach to be able to serve more people. And here I am now, being able to go to Nepal and help rebuild schools and educate young women and provide a service globally. So it's been an amazing, incredible ride.
Thanks, Erin. You are incredible. Like, really, to be working full-time, 2 children, and growing your business to Diamond is truly incredible. Can you just give us a rough timeline from when you started doTERRA to reaching Diamond, how long that took?
Yeah, sure. So I started building the business in May 2015. Yeah. And I was elite, and then I hit gold at convention last year. Mm-hmm. And then was Diamond in August of last year. Yeah. So was that 14 months, I think it was? Yeah. I think it worked out to about 14 months from when I started my doTERRA business to Diamond.
Yeah. So you spoke about how you went to the Gold Coast on the Elite Retreat. How early was that on in your journey, and how important do you think that event and events in general were in lighting your fire with the business?
Yeah, absolutely. I said to Mish once we had that workshop and I was elite, that the requirements came out for leadership, and I really wanted to go and find out more about doTERRA, because having that workshop and having these people interested really sparked my interest. And then I wanted to be able to empower myself and be educated so I can impart that on others. And I said to Mish that, would you come with me? Because Mish was still only early days. She was just Premier as well. So it was early days for her. We were learning together. And so I said, look, I'll go if you'll go. And it was the best decision we've ever made in our doTERRA business. When we were there, we got to listen to so many other wellness advocates that had some experience in the business, and we were able to learn from that how to structure and how to present ourselves and how to then share. I hadn't done a workshop on myself. It was just that one workshop before I had gone to leadership. So it was a real big learning curve, and being there just around so many like-minded people, you didn't have to try hard. People got you. They could understand where you're coming from. Everyone was just in love with the essential oils and the amazing benefits of them, and being around people that really, really understood it was absolutely incredible. I left incredibly inspired. I just wanted to share with as many people as I could possibly share with and change as many lives as I could. And I knew from being there that other lives had been changed and that I had the most incredible tools to do that. So I knew from that moment that essential oil, doTERRA's essential oils, were most incredible oils in the world, because they didn't help just my family. They helped so many other people all around the world that we hadn't even met yet. And for me, that really helped cement my belief in the company and the opportunity. And so obviously at Elite, I had this, and the reaction I had with my family, that belief in the products. I was able to share the benefits of the products because they worked for us and worked for me. And then obviously that step up to Premier is a real belief in the company and the opportunity, and being in front of all those people and being presented with those testimonials and the leadership that was there just gave me that deep belief that this company was for me, that this opportunity was the most incredible thing that I could ever grasp at. And if I didn't take it, I would be missing something really special. So for me, being there showed me the opportunity that I had ahead of me, and that it was time for me to step up and step into what I'm here to do. So definitely leadership was the catalyst for my business growing and my motivation, and to be able to share these oils on that level.
Awesome. So Erin, can you tell us, when you were working and building your business, how many classes or one-on-ones do you think you're doing a month to grow your business?
A month. Okay. So so weekly I was doing at least 2 to 3 one-on-ones and 1 workshop. So I was going out most nights after work or before work. Because being shift work, I would do an early or a late or have night shift. And so on my earlies, I would work, come home, tea, kids to bed, and then I would go out and do a one-on-one, say about 7:30, and get home, around 10 o'clock at night. I would do that 2 to 3 times in the week, and then on the weekend, I would hold a workshop. So realistically, I was doing 1 workshop a week and 2 to 3 one-on-ones a week as well.
Yeah, so with your workshops, were they mainly at your house, or you went to other people's homes or in businesses? How were your workshops held?
Yeah, mine were in other people's homes, and I would, my friends and family were very, very keen to open up their homes and learn more about the oils. And I was always having people that wanted to know more. So for me, it was a flow-on effect, because the community had nothing. There was no exposure to this before I began sharing. So people just wanted to know more. So I was constantly able to book workshops from workshops, because whoever was present would then know someone that would also be interested. So they would then hold a workshop as well. So yeah, mine were all in other people's homes or at cafes.
Yeah, Cool. So you obviously put in heaps and heaps of work at the start to build your business to diamond. Can you just give us a bit of an idea on the impact that that now has made on yourself personally and also your family? And I know what the answer will be, but can you just tell us if you think that all that hard work has paid off and is worth it?
Yeah, absolutely. So at the time, obviously, it was ridiculously busy and I was tired. I was really tired and it was tough. And that's when you need to really have such a deep and meaningful reason to keep going. I knew that my reason to keep going was always bigger than my reason to give up. And that is what got me through when it was tough. And it is so unbelievably amazing, the life we have now, because of the hard work and the dedication that I had and the motivation that I had in the beginning. It was beyond ridiculous what I was doing, being that I was doing Diamond Club, I was working full time, but I made that decision. No one else made that decision to do that, and it's paying off ridiculously now. I was able to put in the hard work to grow my business quickly. Not everyone does that. Not everyone wants to do that. But I knew financially that I needed to be where I am today. And this has allowed me more time, more flexibility, more ability to spend time with my family, to volunteer at my children's school and be present for all their events, to be able to go in and cook at the school and go to Nepal and know that my business is still going to be building itself while I'm not there. So definitely 100% worth the hard work and the effort that I put in those early times to get where I am today, for sure.
Thanks, Erin. So just one more thing I want you to comment on is around Aroma Touch.
Yeah.
I know that you use Aroma Touch a fair bit in your business. There might be a few people on this call that don't know much about Aroma Touch. Can you just tell us a little bit about what it is and how you've included it in your business?
Yeah, sure. So I became an Aroma Touch trainer for South Australia, and there was a huge need for that. There was actually no trainer in South Australia. So the trainers that were interstate would travel to South Australia to provide technique classes or workshops or certification courses. So for me, Helen Shaw, who's an Australian founder and also one of my uplines, is an Aroma Touch trainer, and she came over to do an event in Wallaroo in the country for my team. And I knew that once I had experienced it, that's what I wanted to be able to, another part of my business that I wanted to give back and be able to share. So the Aroma Touch technique is a technique that addresses the meridian zones of the body, and it addresses the 4 systemic constants. So we're exposed to stress and immune threats and an imbalance in our body, and also inflammation. So it actually addresses all those areas with 2 oils in each of those areas. So we're using 8 of our essential oils in the technique, and we're using them systematically to be able to address stress, immune support, inflammation, and a return to homeostasis. So realistically, we're helping the body support itself back to balance. And we're doing that via addressing the meridian zones of the back and the feet, and massaging gently. It's a touch technique rather than a massage technique, and just doing gentle movements that allow that return to balance. And I've been able to incorporate it into how I also share the oils. So you can actually enroll at an Aroma Touch event, but you can enroll before or you can enroll after. And you can be when you attend, you don't have to be a member. And if you are, you also get a set of the 8 oils that you use anyway. So the Aroma Touch technique kit that is on the enrolment flyer is actually the oils that we use in the course. So we use balance and lavender, tea tree, on guard, ice blue, aroma touch, peppermint and wild orange. And those are 8 oils you also get when you do the certification course, which is a full day course, and you are then able to provide that technique. The other amazing thing is you learn the hand technique. So the aroma touch course on its own is actually you are exposing the back and the feet. So you're working on those areas. So it can, obviously, if you're in a busy place, it's not something you can just start doing, but the hand technique is, and it's not invasive. And that was something that I was able to use while we're in Nepal to help with connecting with others and providing support to others. So you can actually learn the hand technique. You do learn the hand technique in the course as well. And then that's something that is so special to be able to provide a loved one, a child, if you're going to see grandma or grandpa, or sit down and have a beautiful connection with someone, because it's the benefits of touch and the beautiful 100% pure essential oils. And you can take it everywhere. It's global. So the aroma touch is an amazing technique to learn, because it gives you another little skill or tool in your toolbox to be able to share these oils with others. And it's a great talking point. If you're out to dinner with a loved one or a friend and they haven't seen the oils yet, you can pull out the balance or aroma touch, and you can just start giving them a hand technique that will pique their interest and provide them with that beautiful calming connection as well.
Thank you, Erin. So, Erin, you will be coming to Melbourne in the next couple of months. We'll have to organise that date, and Erin will come and do the Aroma Touch certification for anyone that's interested in that. So we'll have some more details soon.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
So I guess that's it. But does anyone have any questions or comments for Erin before she goes? So feel free to ask her anything about her journey or anything about Diamond Club or events. So I'm assuming you're going to be at leadership.
Yes, I'm looking forward to that, seeing everyone again and being present there. Absolutely.
Yeah, great. Any questions, guys? Okay, I might just stop recording.